Heroes in Empire at War Awakening the Rebellion are incredibly important to all factions, particularly during the early game. In the lore, Lord Vader is the ultimate badass of a fallen Jedi. Remember, he's not really a Sith Lord, but a fallen Jedi, cutting down rebel troopers, Mandalorians, and Jedi younglings without a care. So, how well does he stack up in Awakening the Rebellion compared to who he is in the lore? Spoilers, holy crap, he is awesome. In space, he's one of the only Star Destroyers an Imperial player will be starting with on the outset, making him a core to your starting fleet. His leadership bonus actually makes up for Admiral Ozzel's deficiencies, who acts as your other ISD, meaning it will not only take away the negative 10% decrease to all space units that Ozzel gives, but actually boosts him up and the rest of the fleet by 10%. Remember, Admirals, don't leave Ozzel unsupervised. It's a poor life choice for everyone involved. In space, Vader commands his vessel, the Devastator, which for all accounts is a standard ISD, at least stat-wise, but comes with an upgraded squadron complement, including 4 squadrons of TIE Interceptors, launched 2 squadrons at a time, 2 squadrons of TIE Punishers, launched 1 per wave, these are fantastic bombers, and Darth Vader himself escorted TIEs in his singular ship, the TIE Advanced X-1, that we see in A New Hope and Rebels. Vader at the controls of his fighter is devastating, and you'll often find him the last survivor of large-scale furballs, dropping rebels and pirates alike. His TIE Advanced comes with the Lure Enemy ability, letting you pull fighters off enemy bombers and capital ships if you need to get them in the sight lines of a Lancer class, or maybe distract them long enough for the rest of the TIE squadrons to get out of the bays, and even up the odds. Be warned, the Devastator is a standard ISD with about 6,000 shields and somewhere around 10,600 hull. As of this version, check the video date. If you leave it alone and it gets focused down, it'll go down pretty quickly under sustained fire. And as an ISD, it lacks the maneuverability to make an easy escape. On the plus side, it does come with a special ability called Pursuit, where Vader orders the pursuit of his prey at all cost, pushing the efficiency of his crew with the threat of death, increasing their fire rate, their damage, and their speed. I think he's the only character that gets this, but it'll lower the shield recharge rate. It's good to keep in your pocket if you want to try to get him out of the way in a hurry, or you have to overcome an enemy's defenses before they use their shield recharge ability, or if he's just not being focused. On the ground in the lore, Vader leads the venerable 501st Legion, as he does here. 2 full squads of the best infantry, some of the best, better trained and better equipped in the game. They make a fantastic front line, soaking up damage for a full battle line. First in, last out kind of deal. And best of all, if Vader survives, the 501st replenishes its ranks from the Legion, meaning they are never gone for good. As long as Vader makes it out, he gets those troops back. This allows you as a commander to be incredibly aggressive with the 501st. Vader himself is an expert swordsman, and I believe his skill is the best in the game. But my favorite aspect of him as a ground commander is the 15% bonus to all troops in the field as soon as his boots touch ground. His Force Choke ability is an AoE infantry killer, where he'll lift full squads up and crush them. You can punch through a front line very quickly with Vader, and the ability recharges quite fast. He can also force grab and crush vehicles, including some of the flying ones, where he can stop in mid-air and crush them. He can either be a unit that you stick in the front line letting him do his own thing, but he really shines when you're microing his abilities. Be warned, he can be overwhelmed by too much fire, so don't let him go in without support. And if he's lost in combat, luckily, he's merely captured and can be rescued with a mission that's generated. On occasion, if Vader lives, he will get tapped for a special assignment on the galactic map, where the Emperor himself tells him to go train a new batch of Inquisitors. Inquisitors are a set of Force sensitives brainwashed and tortured into becoming hunters for the Empire, looking and seeking out other Force users, so that they can train more or just kill them if there are any surviving Jedi around. The sacrifice is that you'll have to do without Vader on the front lines for a few weeks while these new units are being trained, but it's well worth it. Inquisitors start with double-bladed lightsabers, they have decent health and defense, it's still far less than what Vader has, and can also do the Force grab on vehicles as well. When playing on the hardest difficulty, Vader is key to survival in those first few months of the campaign. You definitely want to keep him alive, and you want to be aggressive with him. He's fantastic as a frontline unit, but don't let him pick up all of the damage, either on the ground or in space, particularly in space. He's a little less survivable there. Keeping him attached to an AT-AT will allow him to dip out of the fight for a moment and jump into some heavy armor, and then pop out just as he's needed. or keep him slightly behind the lines. That's why the 501st are there. Take the brunt of the fire for him, and then let him come in and finish the job, breaking through the enemy's front line. I've used him multiple times in a very dangerous situation where I'll use him to punch through the line and then go for the enemy artillery in the back quickly, lifting it off the ground and keeping it from firing while the rest of the force pushes through. This can work, but can put him in a dangerous position if the enemy gets reinforcements or they already outnumber you. Well, let me know in the comments below, how do you like to use Vader in your fleets and on the ground? What kind of leader is he for you? And what do you like to pair him with? Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more sci-fi gaming and modding goodness, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.